Episode 1, Burner Phase. The factory must grow. The game starts in the burner phase, where all the production facilities depend on burning coal to power their work. This is the time to place burner miners to recover coal, stone, iron ore, and copper ore, and to place stone furnaces to generate iron plate, copper plate, and stone brick. The goal of this phase is to construct a steam power plant and use its electricity to power electric mining drills, replacing all of the burner mining drills and providing some initial automation to move ore into furnaces and products out. Automation and logistics research is done in this phase to support construction of conventional furnace arrays. Yes, this means I will be doing more than the minimum amount of research in the burner phase. So, our initial available tools are a stone furnace, a burner mining drill, and one piece of wood. We have absolutely no trees on the map, so here's where we use our creative mod. Typically, I have been able to get several hundred pieces of wood running around and killing things. Well, killing trees. We all know the trees are the real enemy. The other resource gathering that people typically do is to acquire coal and stone by killing off the rocks. And notice that Handy Hands is immediately helping me by building more stone furnaces. And we will be making quite a few. My intention is to build 10 miners into 10 furnaces on the iron, and 5 miners into 5 furnaces on the copper, and then another dozen or so furnaces on the coal to provide me with the coal supplies that I will need to accomplish my goals. So here, I'm going to lay these out. There's the first one. And we are going to have 10 of these straight across. And to keep these from... I don't need to place these down until I'm ready to start fueling them. So, some of the coal in each one of these, and hit alt mode. We have a very large area, practically infinite, that we can use to build. And the only thing I'm doing in this small area is going to be the burner base. I will be heading off to build the real base elsewhere. And that will happen as soon as I can achieve some higher level researches. I think I'm going to peg train on that one so that I can build a train and a whole bunch of rail and have that automated. I will then use Fartle to lay rail from this starter base to where I'm going to put my rail base. And for the moment, we have pegged that as I'm going to go northeast until I find a lot of stuff. It would be really good to have 2 miners put down on coal. Let's do that. Just like that. So each of these miners is costing us a little bit of stone and 9 iron plates. We can keep track of that. My immediate goal is 3 on iron and 1 on copper, and at that point we can start branching out, getting our stone in, thinking about do we have enough materials to make our power plant, which let's craft the boiler now. The steam engine's going to require a decent number of plate, and we will need electric poles. I'm going to let Handy Hands worry about keeping me filled with electric poles. It is tempting to build wooden boxes, but we do not have wood on this map, and by the time we need boxes, iron chests are available. Expensive, but available. When we get the ability to build them, we will need the normal yellow belt stuff. I'm going to add the chutes from the mini loader, because this is a great way to deal with recipes that need a lot of stuff. So for instance, I can send a belt of iron plate into a gear machine and take out a belt of gears out the other end and not worry about the fact that it actually takes a whole lot of resources. One early concern in the burner base is getting to a state where you can keep things filled with coal, and it helps if you have enough coal to get everything full first. So there's a big buffering situation early on, which is kind of a challenge. So I'm going to start to move my coal over onto areas where I can make many more of them. Something like that. Now I could actually do that. Now all 4 of these are in a ring, so even if 2 of them get drained of coal, they'll still be fed by the next one. As long as one of these can run, we're good. Oh, let's set our color. I happen to like being colored cyan. So by default, we have logistics set to, what is it doing there? Okay, this is requesting no wood, and anything over 100 I'm going to put in the destroy area. That's, yeah, we are not turning that on because I don't want to trash my wood that's precious. In fact, let's just remove that. There we go. In fact, let's remove all of this. I will establish logistics requests as I want them. I'm rather opinionated. Okay, so now we need some coal. Excuse me, some copper. The reason I put these out of the way is that for a short period of time, these miners are going to have to coexist. Well, let's not build that many yet. I don't have enough coal for that yet. For a short period of time, the burner miners will have to coexist with electric miners. We have 6 more. There we go. This is the area that I like to call human inserter. because as a human, well, as a player, I am at this stage just running around, moving things from place to place. The more I have here, the faster I can make more miners, so our priority is now stealing this up. Oops, small move there. Now I think I'm going to set up my coal as a 16 by 16, or excuse me, a 4 by 4 area. So it's something like this. Yeah, let's lay those out. If I wanted to completely use all this, I would have to use splitters to divide the copper from the coal and all sorts of prioritization schemes to make that work properly. But I think it is likely. I need one more. If I do that, at least get some. Anyway, what I was saying was, having a mixed line of coal and something else is not bad, but it does mean that the output of it needs to be higher priority to use than the other things. So when you have this, you end up with a lot of belt snaggles and merger snaggles and so on to get it right. Why didn't that build another material? Let's monitor our iron plate and copper plate. It should be building another burner mining drill. Huh, not sure what's going on with that. Oh, I don't have stone. Yeah, okay. That was next, getting some stone mined into a box of some sort. So let's build a box. And I need to do one more of these. There. So we're going to put this kind of out in the middle. This is going to get... That's going to get relocated as necessary. It's not a big thing. So now we're getting more decent supplies of coal coming in, which means I can fill these all the way. Maybe. Yes, I can. Do not yet have things to be able to make those. That's fine. Stone comes fast. So at this point, I think I want to have Handy Hands no longer make the burner miners. So I put it in my hand, and I tell Handy Hand to go to 0 items. So we're no longer going to make those automatically. I do want it to continue to make stone furnaces, though. Oh. Yeah, I need 5 more of those burner mining drills. I think temporarily I'm going to have a second miner on that. I am very impatient today. Note to self, in future bases, get stone coming in earlier because I'm not... normally I would have gone around and pickaxed all of the rocks in the area. Infinism is really wonderful for seeing what's going on here. All of these rocks would have given me a tremendous amount of stone and some coal to start with. I did not do that this time. I probably won't do that in the future if I recreate this. So, yeah, if you don't pick up a bunch of stone, you do need to start mining it early. And you see now that our coal is starting to come out ahead. So once we get over 1,000 coal, well, I need to pick a level. I think 500 coal, so if we're over 500, I'm not going to pick it up anymore. So maybe 500 is a good number. So iron plate, let's go to 1,000 on the plate. This would be my brick. No, 900. Let's say 900 iron plate, or yeah, a lot of iron plate. So I need a total of 5 of these, and let's those out. We're about to double our iron production. There we go. So iron's filled out. Copper, I wanted 5. I only have room for 3 where I put it. Just drop those there. Oh, and more stone. There we go. Okay, so for power, I'm going to need a source of water, which could be an offshore pump, or it could be a deep water well. I can go directly to the deep water well and never tap that lake. I didn't realize this. I need 8 brick and other miscellaneous stuff that I can build. So, let us set up some brick smelting. I'm going to repurpose 2 of these machines to do bricks. And we'll jump start it like that. In fact, that's going to be enough brick for what I want for now. So you notice that Bottleneck is telling me that the furnaces can burn, or can do their work faster than the miners can put stuff into them. Let's take a look at this. This says that we would really need 6.25 miners to feed 5 furnaces. From time to time I've done 2 to 1, which means your output is limited by the furnace, 1 to 1 your output is limited by the miner. However it works. 1 to 1 is the compromise. It's what I started with. It works. It's not bad. Oh, got quite a few stone brick. Good. And that means that I will be able to build a water well soon. I just need 40 stone. 40 stone that Handy Hands doesn't turn into stone furnaces, of course. So he's done. And he's done. Too high. This is. I need more space for my user interface here. Let's fix that. Settings. Interface. I'm going to increase these to 4 rows. That's not an add-on. That's built into the game. People don't know about that. So we're going to move those down to number 4. Actually, let's pick 0 as being our bar that we're going to have these resources on. And let's segregate raw resources from plate resources. Have those, so I see that I have some. As long as we've got space, let's do that. Now for stuff that I build, I want to watch my quantity of brick available. I will want the number of steel available. Nothing else matters at this point. On 9, I'm going to put derived materials. So what do we have? We have cable, and stick, and gears, and electronic circuits that we can make right now. Having put them there, that means Handy Hands will keep a small stash of those. That's good, because it means if I need something up here quickly, I can get it. Down here, I'm going to put my inserters. Let's start off with the chute. The normal inserters, we are going to be using fast inserters quite a lot, even if we don't have them yet. And here I'm going to go ahead and put the mini loader in. Handy Hands will make some of those. No, let's not. I don't necessarily want Handy Hands making mini loaders yet. Even when I get them, they are fairly expensive. I think we are pretty much done placing burner miners. I'm going to toss the furnaces down there. So for my normal day-to-day stuff, I need assembly machines, and I'm going to need electric mining drills, like that. What else do I want on the bar? Pretty much nothing. I want to make these by hand, because they're expensive. I've already made a boiler, so I need a steam engine to go with it. I've got small electric poles. Let's have Handy Hands keep me in stock with some iron chests. There we go. Now what else do I want? I've got all of those set up. I do not need burner inserters. I may set up a burner inserter at some point for backup power supply, but I will think about that and decide whether to do it or not. Pipes. We shall need pipes. Either as ingredients to things or as stuff we can put down. We're going to need medium electric poles when we can make them. Pumps we're going to need. And to make those, I'm going to want to monitor engines. Some of these I do not have research available to make yet. That's cool. And now we continue acquiring resources. Copper, we're less than 500. It's probably a good idea to harvest the stuff and then fill it with coal. Now we're down below 500, so we can go pick up the next big load. So that's quite a lot of coal. Old habit of putting the coal in first, which I want to break at this point. There. Handy Hands is going to crack off and make a bunch of things for us. That's cool. Did we make our power? Yes, we did. And did we make our well? We did not make our well yet. So I'm going to explicitly tell Handy Hands these are going to be on the line, but I do not want Handy Hands. Oops. Yeah. I do not want Handy Hands to automatically make things like boilers and steam engines, so we'll just fix those up. And wells. Come on. There. I am going to put these on the hotbar. So, power, I need to go down and figure out what my blueprint is. We're going to start with him. And this needs to be along this line somewhere. It will need a power pole there. Okay, that looks good. There. And now we draw out the engines. Take this whole thing and flip it. Using F to flip a blueprint is something that used to be an add-on and is no longer. Yay! We'll put 2 of these down, after which we need more power, like that. Now I'm going to blueprint the whole array out. Let's put some more here where I'm not immediately killing off rocks. So if we trim those, then this is what I want my last one to look like. Putting the inserters. So, start from there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What I want is 20 high. That's perfect. We have a yellow belt feeding the whole thing, which is good to start with. We have 1 well for each 20. That's the right ratio. And now we can grab this. Actually, let's make a blueprint of it. This is called power, steam power. And let's put that in the game blueprints right there. And let's build up a blueprint on, say, 8. Oops. Steam power here. I can put this anywhere I want, but I do want it out of the way. I am thinking that I will send my smelters north. So this needs to be somewhere I can get coal to. That's the only concern. If I put it down here, like this, that means I bring the coal, and mine the coal, send it south, peel off some for steam power, and then wrap it around so it can go through the smelter arrays left to right. That means I have a copper smelter, and a brick smelter, and an iron smelter, and a steel smelter. So that's a fairly good plan. So let's ghost this down here. Now it's just a matter of filling these in, paint by the numbers style, now that I find out what I want. Okay, he needs coal. So, temporary coal supply is here. And I'm going to put in 500 coal. Should last a while. He's already filled, so we're not going to be picking up any for a bit. That's good. So the first thing we want here is we want a lab, and I need to pre-carry my science. I need, let's see here. This is going to require 10 science for automation, and 20 for logistics. Just do that. And while that is building, I'm going to put my lab down here. Automation and logistics. Queue those up. And we will put our science in there as it's available. So now we have power. To go along with power, we need to start putting down electric mining drills. First step there is to plan out what a line of mining drills looks like. Now, it takes 30 of these to fill a yellow belt. However, I know from experience that my tidal unit is 7 in a row, because that lines up with the distance that the small electric poles cover. So if I start off with a pole here, and do this, I can put this unit of 14 stacked vertically and have it come out perfect. The alternative is to place it so that our, I don't know, do I have a patch big enough for this? I may be able to do this on iron and have it come out right. Lay out the total, which is going to be 2 of these plus 1 miner, like that. So if that's the way I want it to look when I do the full thing, I think I can start with my power here, and that covers right to the end and no further. That's not bad. So this is going to be my standard mine. So let's pull that and make a blueprint called mining. There. And I can delete the power poles from there, and the mining from there. Now, for coal, I obviously don't have enough space to do the whole thing. But I might be able to put 2 of these down side by side, half length. Let's see what that looks like. So we're going to take 28 miners here. And I'm going to need to get that power line, so we're going to go with 32 miners. And I think this fits. This fits if I can get rid of some of my burner miners from coal. I want to make sure that I don't pick up any copper on the left. So that's where I need to put it, right there. There. So there's our plan for the coal. We're going to do something similar for stone. I will replace that elsewhere. I'm just going to take this just like that. He's going to go up. So he will be heading into a smelter to the north. And I think that avoids the coal, but is that better? Yeah, the problem is having the coal there would cost me 2 splitters to get rid of. I would need to split away from this line, so the coal off to the left, and then later in the coal line I would have to priority merge that coal in to be sure to get rid of it. So I am going to place it here. And yes, indeed, that's safe. Double check this guy. He's safe. So now we have a belt of coal going south, which we can prioritize around, and we have a belt of stone going north. And iron, we're going to feed the iron off to the right, so that it's not coming into play. Let's use our big guy here. I think I can. I'm going to line these on the power poles and stagger them a bit. Oh, that's the wrong way around. Get these going the right direction. So if I bring it to there, and there, I think I don't need all 4 of them. Yeah. If we do 5 of them, and I do 5 of them and just do a priority, I don't need to balance from them, I just need to get them all there. So I'll do 5, and then I will use a manifold style thing where I keep prioritizing things into the manifold. The important thing is to get 2 full lanes of iron ore out of this. I suppose I could do a perfect 5-2 merger, but that's overkill. So our research stopped because I have all the research built in here. Don't know why I put that stuff down. I could just put these directly in the lab, but that's alright. Now copper. I need 1 lane of copper going north. So this is good enough here. You know, I could put down this and just trim off all the ones that are in conflict. All the ones that might have coal on them can get deleted. And we'll just merge everything together into one belt. Yeah. So if it's got coal, don't build it. Okay, we're safe. Okay, we finished that research, which means now we're immediately pulling up long-handed inserters. So we've got those. And we've got assembly machines. So, okay. These can go away. And that doesn't fit anymore. There we go. Oh, too much coal. Yow. Too much coal and too much stone. Oh, and I need to assure that these get smelted. So Shift C will take stuff out of my inventory, clean it up, and put it out in other places, which includes putting things in these boxes. That's actually very useful. So what I'm going to do is make boxes like that. So I can pick everything up and then hit Shift C. And now let's run around and give everybody coal. That's a better under control inventory. You can see where we are. And I will not be making these until the next bit of that triggers. I'm going to need a lot more smaller poles. This will be making them as I need them. I think those are fast enough. So let's go ahead and lay down the poles. Okay. Yeah, keeping 40 in stock will help, since Handy Hands doesn't seem to prioritize getting them done quickly. It may also be that Handy Hands is a special case when I use up all of them. Oh, I'm out of copper. Gosh. So we can check our power this way. I can see what I've connected and what I haven't. It is likely that the iron is not on the same grid, because I didn't take any steps to maintain that. Those last two power poles are unimportant, but I'll keep them just because they're there. Okay, so connecting these three subgrids. I'd like to have kind of a constant place where I'm putting things. Maybe that's one power pole above this. Yeah, that looks good. So this is kind of my base point for the power grid right here. There. So now everybody should have power, even though we're not using it for anything. We haven't yet laid down any of the mining drills, and I think that's going to be for the next video. So for now, we have done the research we wanted to do. We have, let's see, our goals were to build a steam power plant and use its electricity to power mining drills and replace the burner mining drills and provide some money. Okay, so my goal really was to decommission all of the burner drills, and we are now, yeah, I think we're about halfway. Let's do that. So these guys are going to go away. But for them to go away, I need to get a smelter array going. That's going to go up here. So let's design it, since we now have the tools. So I'm going to want materials coming in from the south and coal coming in from the left. I'm going to need coal jumping across, so we'll set that up like that. And I should be ghosting this down so I can work with it easily. So got that. We do need these. Oh, weird. There. We'll put that up there. So if this guy's coming up here, I want this going north. Here? Let's see. What I'd really like to do is be able to have a second line here in the long run. Which means I want space for that merge, and then minimum of that. So there's our minimum here. Does that fit? So that would require that spacing, which requires... Ah, that's good. I'm going to leave one extra lane here, just for clarity. We always build in units of 6. Okay, now, for inserters, those two are clearly there, and these two are clearly here. Now the next question becomes, where do I put the inserters for here and here? I need this to be here, 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 and here. So I'm thinking we will just make these honest groups of 3, like that. Oh, and eventually we will have lamps. So let's reserve a spot for a lamp. Here and here. Okay, so there is our basic... there's our basic smelter unit. Called it a dozen smelters, it's got a dozen stone furnaces. There. So now we want to figure out where we want this to be, what we want it to look like. I need 4 of these lights. I need to smelt copper, and brick, and iron, and steel. And copper and brick, and brick needs to be short. These need to be long. Steel needs to be even longer, but it's going to be a little complicated, because I need to grab the coal from these guys that's on the inside. Like that. So this will have coal on it. It'll have coal on the inside line. Just... Okay, and then we split this. Like that. And each one of these gets one lane of the out... So each side of this goes to one side. And this should give us iron plate and coal. Now we go back to this, grab the whole array, and we drop it right down here. And these are steel. So once we get all of this built, we can decommission the existing burner stuff, and that's done. I need to put this somewhere where I can bring in copper and stone and 2 lines of iron from the right. And I am thinking that just for grins, I'm going to line my stone up so it's just a straight shot north. So this is where it is. And what I want to do is actually have a... This is a lane balancer. And we can put it right here. And once we've lane balanced, oops, goes it down going north. And that walks right through the middle of the wreckage without killing anything, which is what we want. There. And now we go back to this. I want the stone coming in there, and that's just cute. Copper from the left, and 2 lines of iron, which we will bring these out to the right and merge them up and get our 2 lines coming in. Coal will come out the bottom, feed power, and then head around and come in here. So by having this merger here, this emphasizes the fact that I am splitting it. This is unnecessary. This architecture is something I normally use if I put the power up here. Well, we can do that. I can move my whole power up here, so the power is downstream from the smelters, while still prioritizing things appropriately through there. That's actually dangerous. Okay, let's continue to use this. I'll leave these in place, and that'll make this a useful blueprint for when we go much larger, if we were to do that. This base will probably not do that, although we'll see the builder base may. Okay. So now we notice that we are running out of coal here. While we're doing this, we still need to maintain our burners. Let's toss this in there for now. I'm going to sort everything out into the proper places first, and then pick up what I want in my inventory. This gets coal, and I take these things back. And I want, say, 10 stacks of copper, and 10 stacks of iron. There we go. And let's carry some coal on me. So now at this point, I'm going to need a whole bunch of electric mining drills and a whole ton of transport belts. So I'm going to let Handy Hands do the work. So while Handy Hands is working, start getting this set up so that I will be able to route things around. My first priority is going to be getting a little bit of each thing, starting with iron, going through here. So we need the coal feed, and then we're going to need, oops, then we need the iron ore. You know what? I'm going to try something. I think that if I don't have, I think I can just drag belts across all of this and get all of the horizontal undergrounds automatically laid for me. I may have to. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and put in these merges. I know that laying this guy, that's not bad actually. I will have to do some work here. Oh, this one, the top line, I'm going to have to do some weird stuff. I'll have to do that. I think if I drag from here, nope, still does the wrong thing. If I put that in, however, like that. So now if I drag across here, son of a gun. Okay, I'll have to do some patch-up work. I'm gonna get some of it. Yeah, that's not bad. Let's get into that. Go set and running. No clue why that didn't do the right thing there. Okay. And I have to check all of these by eye. There. So, Handy Hands is beginning to slow down. Yeah, we are building a lot of things, so let's carry a lot of extra stuff. There we go. Actually, if I grab this, that'll tell me if we have any errors right there. Looks good. Looks good. Okay. So the next thing is we're going to need a lot of stone furnaces. Let's see, how many stone furnaces are we going to need? 108. So if we grab all of our stone, okay, Control C to put, Shift C to put everything back, and grab all the stone that we can find. And I need a lot of stone furnaces. So I'm just going to bulk lay down all the stone furnaces to start with. And they're all going to complain that they don't have any coal. But while I'm doing this, once that's done, I can make a buttload of transport belts too. We're likely to need more copper. And let's not go overboard here. So when I run the coal around here, I'm going to need to do some splitting. Let's... And there. That, and the rest of it we're going to do transport belts. We're also going to need a lot more electric poles. Let's turn all of that into electric poles. I'm going to put the belts down last, because that means as I walk around in here, I won't be drawn off the side of the belts. I think this is the first time I've done this join where I've gotten them this close. That actually worked out pretty nicely. I wasn't even trying to make it compact. Okay. What we can start off with for power is running all these guys through. And that's actually enough to get going. Okay, so I don't have any transport bills. So I'm going to just sit here for a moment and wait for Handy Hands. At this point, I believe I have made the stone furnaces that I need for this. Yeah, I have made them there in place. So until Handy Hands stop making them, I'm going to take them off my hotbar. We're about to have a whole bunch of transport belts land on us, which is good, because we really need them. And we are out of wood because I queued up to be made electric poles. Let's grab the next couple of stacks of wood. There we go. Oh, at some point we're going to need to have a box of shame, where we're going to put things like our pistols, our firearm magazines, anything that we no longer use. Oh, tell Handy Hands not to make any firearm magazines. Let's do that now. Let's actually put them in here. Boom, boom. You can only put 5 stacks of stuff in the spaceship, but, you know, yeah, great place to put your pistol and your firearms. If I have a whole bunch of burner mining drills, I will put them in a separate box. Each thing we no longer use will go in there. Well, in here, or perhaps in a box associated with this. Let's do that now. Put it right there. Yeah. So this is boom and boom. And we will be making no more of those. So there we go. Oh, let's make sure that we are not going to make any more of those. So back to 0 stacks. There we go. If I'd made any burner inserters, I'd be putting them in there now. So now it's time to start laying out some of these miners. I just want to get a taste of it, a taste of the resource on each belt. So we'll just lay out the top row. Each one of these is going to end up with, what is it, 1/15 of the belt or less? Yeah. So copper, coal, stone. And iron is going to be the fun one. We'll have everybody set up with a miner, but we will work on the iron ore first. Okay, and here comes our transport belts. Still have raw materials, that's good. Coal first. Yes. So coal needs to get merged and main balanced. Like that. Bring it down to here, just above our main power line. At some point, this may become 2 lanes coming down. In fact, no, from this guy, we really only get 1 lane. If I pretend I have 2, I don't really. But that's what I'm doing up above. No, let's... Yeah, okay, so 2 lanes, each one of which is balanced. Got it, okay. Like that. One of them's going to jog over. Let's bring him down here. I will merge my down here. Now, I want to prioritize something down here, so this initially will be priority left. And about here, I'm going to do another priority left. Which goes down here. Following that, we're going to balance. And then the coal will wrap up and around to the smelters. Interesting that Handy Hands didn't build more electric mining drills. Oh, we're still making electric poles, right? That was bad planning. I didn't really need to have Handy Hands. Oh, I triggered those off manually, didn't I? Because I still have electric picture. Okay, well, whatever. So our 1 steam guy is not enough for this. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Okay, we have the power poles. Let's put them down. We do not have pipes. I thought I asked for pipes. I guess they actually have to be visible on here? I could have sworn that I just asked for more of these boilers. I tend to overbuild power when I build it, so that I don't need to come back and build it again in 5 minutes. Let's see. We need 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of those. We'll come back. No need to lay that down until we need it. So I think about here is a good place for coal to come up. Easy way to do that is from map view. There, all planned. See how it's getting a little more difficult to walk around in here as the belts go in? So at the top here, what I'm going to want to do is put some of the output into a box. And I love me some chutes for that. Just like that. And we're going to limit this to 5 stacks. Here, something similar. If I can just trim these back and blueprint it. Like that. The other thing I need here is to bring the stone in. Stone's going to be on the outside. Like that. And I can bring that across like that. And bring that out like that. There. So stone box and brick box. It is possible that I would rather have these up here. Yes. Let's put them all on the same. All on the same level for now. I know steel's gonna go way up there, but now I've got steel going to where I need it in a box. I think I'm gonna be okay with having steel up here. Is that my entire grid? Yeah, except I'm not connected from here to here. An easy way to do that is the one right there. So power grid. Oh, all of this is turned off because I was collapsed down. Let's turn on the ones I want to use from here. Power grid comb and ore eraser for now. So that's not a bad power grid. There's a little confusion here going from the iron to steel. I wish I could make that just like in here. Yeah, I can do that. There. So as we see, we now filled this up with coal. And this is wrong. Okay, I'm glad I tested this. Oh, no, this is correct, because this is getting the stone off. On this one, get our coal, moving up here. Make sure this is where I think it is. Okay, so this would not work. I'm hoping that I don't have to move the entire steel array up. This would work. No, it wouldn't. So that's why I've never gotten it that close before, because that was just wrong. So that will peel it off correctly. But it gives me no place to merge it with that. If I put it there, I'm going to get the inside of this belt also on it. No, do that. There. And as long as I curve this in, we're good. And in fact, I can emphasize that by putting chutes on the end. Kind of like that. Let's use shoots where I really am terminating. There. Okay, so next step is inserters. I don't know why I only have... Oh, I am out of iron again. Okay, fuel first. Grab the iron. Okay, so inserters are not being built. So belts. Do the rest of these belts? Yeah, let's do the rest of these belts. Oh, I was going to get... almost forgot. Very important. I need to route my iron up there next. So we actually have enough of these that I can... Let's do a little bit more in this area here. So 5 lines, which we want to end up as 2 lines. And the easy way is going to be to have just a standard way of doing things where we prioritize output to the left. Right. Where's the copper? Oh, there it is. So it's a side effect if I ever got anything other than... I wonder if that might not be a bad way to do things in general. Okay, so we justify to the right. We merge stuff from the left. And anything left out here is garbage. And they're already out of belts. That's amazing. So from right to left, just call it somewhere around here. That's good enough. Let's run it back north again. Coming in here, I could prioritize more with the other, but I think I'm going to split my stock here between iron and steel. Let's set that up so I can run just one line. That could work. Oh, yeah. I really want to get my iron smelting going. So we don't have power up here yet. I think you just drag it forward from there. Maybe a challenge getting it through the crash site. Problem. So we're now powered. We're using 3.1 and 2.6 megawatts. I should have materials on me now to expand the power. So I need 5 more. Almost. Hey, there it is. We are starting to move iron out. Get copper next. These 4 go down to 1. This is super easy. And we're going to save this. We're going to copper to the left. I still only need 1 lane, which means I can do this again. There. And now there's copper. So to meet our goal now, we still need to have enough copper smelting and enough iron smelting to pick up the loads from these guys. And then I can start pulling things up. Yeah, be best if I have some stones. Okay, now I'm going to take a short break here while this makes more transport belts. So if I weren't using handy hands, and I weren't queuing up all this stuff the way I am, I would be pushing at this point to start building some automation for making belts. Because clearly, belts are our limiting factor. We're going to have other things come into play shortly. So I really need half of this running to meet the goal. So let's run up to here. And our limit here is that I don't have enough servers. There we go. And with that, I can remove my burnt iron. Oh, there's one that actually finished the patch. For copper, I think I need half of that. So there we go. So now we can remove the burnt copper. Okay, and we need someplace to put all this stuff. Shift C. And now we go up here and Shift C to clear out a bunch of inventory. So we toss all of our inventory into the right places here. And then I'm going to pick up what I want once I have everything in place. And we don't need coal anymore, because we no longer have any burners. So back to our box of shame. Let's call it the retirement box. So this is where we are retiring the things we no longer need, like burner mining drills. Okay, and that's as much power as we're going to want to do for a while. So our power capacity is now 14 megawatts, of which we're using a small fraction. We are backed up on coal. We're backed up on everything. So, where are we on the recording? Well, this is about right. I'm going to go ahead and call this, and we'll move on to the next episode shortly. I may spend some time offline waiting for buffers to fill, and maybe, I'm going to finish up laying out the rest of the smelter offline. Having it available is good. In fact, I'll do the smelter, and I'll do... Now, getting these belts and inserters laid out would require waiting a long time to manually craft things, and that's what the next base is for. So I'm just going to wait for materials to come, and I'll get inserters set up here, and we'll be ready. And that'll be it. So the factory will grow.